Hello guys, welcome to Sports Khabri with me and Rishi aka Cameron Green apparently and Adi. What's up guys? The agenda of the podcast is nothing actually. I think it was just something I thought of halfway through RCB versus SRH that I think RCB fans need let out, and it's basically I think that's what I'm going to do. Just going to let my frustration out. You guys can give your opinions, weigh in on RCB season so far. But for me, I just want to start off. I have no idea when we went into the season what the management were thinking. We don't have a frontline spinner in our team. That is insane. I cannot remember an IPL team that has won the tournament that did not have a frontline spinner in their team. You go through every single IPL team that has ever won the competition will always have one frontline spinner in the team. We don't have that. We don't even have a frontline fast bowler, let's be honest, because yeah, who's our best fast bowler? I don't know. Somebody tell me who our best fast bowler is.
Vaishak.
Apparently it was supposed to be us. I genuinely feel Vaishak is our best fast bowler right now. Not even kidding. Not even on a serious note, who was our best fast bowler? Anyways, it's not Reece Topley. It's not Rocky Ferguson. It's not whoever Alzari Joseph. It's it's not Mohammad Siraj this season 100%. Probably Vaishak has the best variations, and I don't know. Weirdly, I feel like he works the best. Anyways, regardless, bowling's been absolutely shocking. Again, let's not take away anything from the fact that it's been a disastrous season for Glenn Maxwell with the bat. Apart from Virat Kohli and Dinesh Karthik, I don't know who can hold their heads up high in that batting order. Faf hasn't been good enough. Maxwell hasn't been good enough. Cameron Green hasn't delivered. You're looking around. Yeah, Rajat Patidar hasn't had a good season so far. So yeah, bro, I love Rajat, but dude, it's just
all this while, bro.
Star boy.
All this while.
And I still feel like, unfortunately, he hasn't gotten to play the position that
we won, man. We won.
No, dude, I will still back Rajat. I still think he's probably the best timer of the ball apart from Virat in that team. I mean, yeah. Anyways,
you think he's better timer of the ball than DK?
Timing the shots into the hands of all people.
I'm leaving DK out of it. I'm leaving DK out of this because he's a finisher. I'm talking about that top order, that first 4 or 5 players who come into bat. DK is, of course, he's played in a league of his own. He's been brilliant.
Even Faf, I mean, at the end of the day, you see Faf innings is basically on timing. He only has time. He has no power anymore.
I've seen all of Faf's innings this season. The boundaries he scored in the power play.
Sometimes it's just time, but
clear the infield. They just
Brother, I don't know. What about Patidar? Have you seen his sixes? It's just clear the field. It just goes on the boundary.
He always bats after 6 overs. And you can always see that there's
the 6 is a 6, regardless you
let. Okay, you know what? I can bet my life on this. If Rajat Patidar opens one game or he gets to bat during the power play, he's going to score more runs than Faf.
Bro, but you can't say if that.
If he does this, at the start of the season, you told Patidar has too much pressure. Patidar is coming opening. He's playing. He's sometimes he's coming during the power play. He doesn't have any support at the other end. The other end run rate is too slow, so he has to go push for runs.
Like, you tell me one game where Rajat Patidar has come in at the right time.
Bro, but Rahul, the point is,
just 1 second. Let me finish. One second. Let me finish.
Wait.
One second. Just 1 second.
You can't say he needs a perfect
situation. I have no problem
for him to come out and be the best. That everyone can do. Any batsman can come in the best situation, in their perfect situation, and perform.
I swear.
Any batsman.
You put in the right condition. 7 out of 10 batsmen play well.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, no. That's not what I'm saying. I agree with the fact that it's not that he shouldn't be playing under pressure. Everyone has to play under pressure and deliver. That's not what I'm saying. My point is, Rajat Patidar, the batsman he's very similar to, I think, Virat Kohli, in the sense that if Virat comes and bats, hear me out, in the sense that if Virat comes and bats after 6 overs, he's not going to get the runs that he has scored. Unfortunately, it is true. He's not going to score as many runs as he has if he bats after 6 overs. It's very similar.
But that is not true. I've seen Kohli over the years. Have you seen this 2016 season? He used to always start off slow. any season you see. KL Rahul also starts so slow in the power plays,
Exactly, Adi.
but they always end quick. They always
Exactly.
end
The
quick.
problem
But
with
bro, for
Rajat
that,
is he has never been in a situation where he can do that. He has never
why
been
is
in a
he not
situation
been
where
in
he
a
will
bro? At
take
the end of
time.
the day, you create your own situations. You can't always say he
No,
needs to
bro,
be open.
this
Bro,
philosophical
come
stuff.
on, da. How? Like you look at Tilak Verma, he's
Practically,
also
you look at
similar.
it.
Tilak Verma is also similar in terms of he doesn't get the perfect
Yeah,
position. He comes
fair.
down 4-5.
That's
He
They're
fair.
not
comes.
similar
Rahul,
players. Tilak
He
Verma and
last
makes.
year,
Rajat
He
Patidar
Rahul,
are
plays
last
similar.
year,
all. He does.
Tilak
last year,
Verma,
the kind of
Correct.
situations that Tilak Verma was put into bat was a
Exactly.
lot worse than Rajat Patidar.
you
Like you
see,
can't.
And
Tilak Verma is a more explosive batter than Rajat Patidar. At the end of the day, Rajat Patidar is a player who
Listen,
no, Tilak
purely
Verma
Verma takes
can
time.
pace his innings accordingly.
no,
Exactly.
no, but at the
Exactly.
end of
Tilak
the day, he's
Verma
a more
has the
explosive
ability to
batsman.
pace the innings.
Dude, Tilak Verma is a more explosive batter. Rajat Patidar is not that kind of batter. He's
So he's not
pure
a T20
timing.
batter. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm
If
not
you're
saying
saying
he's not.
if
I'm
you're
not
saying
saying
he's a
he's
good
not a
test
T20.
cricketer, but he's not a good T20 batter, that makes a
He's
lot more
not.
sense.
I'm not saying he's not a T20 batter. I'm simply saying Rajat Patidar opening the batting with Virat Kohli would give you more than what Faf is
But then
giving.
you realize two players who are going to take slow time in power play. You're wasting an entire
No,
6 overs of
that's
power play.
exactly
That's
Adi. That's
that bad.
exactly what I'm getting to. Rajat Patidar in the power play, that's his time. He's a player who can pick the gaps. He's a guy who can time the ball well. He'll
Bro,
get you
I'm
bouncing.
sorry, but you can't always have it like he needs power play or else he can't bat. If you're going to come like that, you can't be a good cricketer. At the end of the day, everyone's going to face a situation where it's only 6 overs. After that, the next 14 overs, you have to play
I
outside
agree.
or
By then
with
he's
five
in.
fielders.
By then he's in.
My
He can take those
My
risks.
point is, bro, you can't give one different reason for example, Faf has 10,000 reasons why he's been bad. Maxwell has 5,000 reasons why he's bad. But when it comes to Patidar, it's like, is this young talent which we have to give him time, perfect situation. You can't
No,
have it.
no, no, no.
In
I'm not
T20,
saying,
you don't have anyone. We've
bro. See, I'm
utilized
not
him
saying.
in a decent way. Like, you can't say that he's not had the situations where even whenever he comes pretty early. He has 15 overs to still bat. Today, he could have matured his innings. He just went off for no
How?
reason.
Where? Adi, the required rate was 18 plus. Where? What will he measure?
Bro, point
18
is,
plus. How are you
fair
going
enough.
to two dot
But
balls? It goes to
still,
20.
you don't have to, bro. At the end of the day, if he has a confidence, okay, now I can play. I'm not saying you have to sit and start smashing from first ball. You can play 3, 4, 5, 6 balls and then start smashing. He
There's
just
no
doesn't
way.
have that. He doesn't have that, bro. Even last game, for example, take against Mumbai, same thing. He was going on a good strike rate. He played after the
He
first six
scored
overs.
he had 50 of 20. That's good enough for him. 50 of 25, whatever he scored.
That is, bro, but you realize he had so much more time. You can score a century, you can score 120 runs. He had that opportunity last game. He still bottled it.
At
And
the end
one
of
good game after, bro, one good game of 7 games is not good enough. That's my point. Like, we
I,
can't
I
tell
agree. I agree. I'm not saying
Patidar
he has
is the
been good
perfect
enough.
situation, but other players are not good enough. Like,
No, no, no,
everyone's
no.
been terrible.
Yeah, fair.
And like,
I'm just saying Rajat Patidar has not been good enough. I agree.
and
But
my
my
point is,
only
if you
thing
want to if you need openers, you can have Will Jacks as a better
yeah,
argument for
fine.
opening
Try it.
because
Try
he
it.
has done
I agree.
he has
Try
done
it.
something in the T20. But you can't take who are you going to take out? You can't take Faf out. Then he has to literally drop from captaincy. And Faf over the past 2, 3 games
Give
he's been
Virat
decent.
captaincy. Give
But
Virat
Faf in the power play has
captaincy. I
been
don't
good.
want.
Faf, bro, my point is batting is not the issue. It's bowling. You have to realize that.
Adi, this is our first 200 plus score this entire tournament.
But
First,
consistently we score 180, 190,
it's
180,
not good
190.
enough.
My
Unfortunately,
point
in
is,
today's game,
bro, I'm
we played
sorry.
four
I'm
matches at Chinnaswamy.
sorry.
Adi. 4 matches at Chinnaswamy, we have not scored 200. We
It doesn't
struggled to
matter.
chase.
Bro,
We
it
struggled to
doesn't
chase 180 against Punjab. Sorry, it was 173. We struggled to chase
Bro,
173 against Punjab. We
exactly.
struggled to chase 180 or 190, whatever it was, against Lucknow. It is not.
So, bro,
Unfortunately,
how
the
are you
batting has
saying
not been good enough. How
it's
has
not been
Maxwell
good
been good
enough?
enough?
Bro, I'm not saying that's the main issue. My point is like at the end of the day, batting can still go through. Again, you saw it today. We only lost by what 30, 40 runs. My point is the batting can always
Yeah.
go through. But then you see the bowling, it's literally the same ball. All the four paces, it's the same line and length. It's the same delivery. There is no difference. There's no variation. You have to look at the bowling, bro. Like literally every ball I see is a carbon copy. There is literally no like, bro. I don't see them thinking and bowling. You saw Cummins ball today. He literally has all form of variations, all form of line and length, and he's changing his pace. He knows how to play. You can see how well they analyze each batsman and they ball towards it. I mean, obviously today's wicket there was nothing for a bowler, But you see this, like when you see Cummins, he kept it. Like he kept
Cummins
very
is
disciplined.
probably top three bowlers in all formats in the world. Like I think it's a
Bro,
little bit
my
unfair to
point is
compare
not about
Cummins and
the quality. I'm not talking about the quality. I'm telling, do you see how Cummins changes his line length? He
yeah,
varies his pace. Do you
these are
see
the
any,
attributes
bro,
of the
all
quality
the
bowler.
five, not, bro, you, any bowler can do that. My point is RCB bowlers don't even try it. It's always the same. You see, anytime the ball, they always try to go full length, try to get Yorkers. They miss half the time. Either they get full toss or they get
No, I felt
in the
in
today.
the middle
You
when
see what
just
they did.
before Henry Klaasen got out, they were just after the strategic timeout. There was
Larson
the
got out.
over.
There was such a
No,
bad
no, no.
shot.
There
That's
was the
first of all a
over
wide ball.
where just when Aaron Finch and Michael Clark were like they have to this guy the bowlers should start bowling wide Yorkers. In the over, I think three consecutive wide Yorkers Lockie Ferguson bowled. Out of which there were two dots, one single. And the minute he bowled it back to the wicket, it was a good length ball. It was just picked up. That you just can't do
Rishi, I'm
anything in
not
those
talking about
situations.
one over. Talking about the entire 6, 7 games. You see every
Yeah,
innings,
agreed.
there is
I'm not
there is
saying
literally no plan. Like you see all bowlers, first of all, they just come and ball. I don't think they have any plan in terms of, bro, in my opinion, at the end of the day, you do your homework against each batsman. Like you saw it from the day one. I'm not like literally against Chennai. They realized short ball's not working. They kept going at it the entire game. There was no variation. There was no change. At the end of the day, Dubey got adjusted to the short ball. He started belting. There was nothing. Same with Mitchell. He started belting after some time. You see, there was no variation. You can see that entire game, they only ball short balls. After that, they stopped. Even the next game, they tried to use short balls. I mean, it worked well against Punjab, but again, Punjab are not a great team. Then you see again against big team. Dude, do you see how they balled against MI? The way they were giving
MI
Kumar
came with
Yadav, they take the pace of, bro.
MI also
Wait, let me tell you. Like
they are a
coming to the
good
World
batting
Cup
side.
final, no,
They are a
my
very
point
good
is,
batting side.
my point is, you can see the comments in the World Cup final, how Cummins and Hazelwood, how they change their place. What does Sky basically take on? He needs a pace to just pay it behind. He doesn't use any power. He just uses wrist. You
Yeah,
take off the
Sky
pace. Did you see them? They only balled full. They only balled full where he can scoop it up. They only balled with full pace. They never
Ahmedabad's
took
one
out
of
the
the
pace.
biggest boundaries in the world. First of all, it's a 50 over
Ahmedabad.
game.
We
No,
played
no,
Mumbai Indians.
regardless, Rishi, the
I'm saying
problem
the
was
World Cup
this.
final.
No, no, but
Yeah,
in
but he was
general,
terrible. Like at the end of the day,
RCB,
if you ball to his weakness, you're obviously he's going to struggle. The point is, RCB ball to their strength. They don't
No,
think twice. They
Surya
don't
Kumar
think
Yadav
thrice.
is not an ODI player. So that's
What?
you
okay,
can't just
look,
expect.
Sky out of the equation. Like, leave that. Leave Sky away. The problem is,
No, I'm not
again,
talking about Sky. I'm talking about blueprints for each batsman.
I
You have to
agree. I
ball.
agree.
Like you
Yeah,
have to vary your line and length and your pace.
That's
They
true.
don't do anything. But
The homework is not there, and that's evident. That's true.
my point is, you even try and you get smashed. That's a different thing. Maybe that's where quality comes in, right? They don't try. It's always the same full length ball. It's always in the slot. Like you saw how Samad played. All the sixes were all the same balls. There was literally no difference in the last over. It was all same.
no, it is true that RCB do not have the guys to take the pace off the ball apart from Vaishak, which is why I think he is RCB's best bowler this season. He's RCB's best option to bowl at any point in time. I don't see anyone else who has the ability
Now,
to
I
actually
feel
take this
that's a
off.
bit unfair towards someone like Lockie Ferguson, who's come in and bowled in one game, and that too in a Chinnaswamy flat track.
Bro,
When there are players who played in like all 6 games, or
fine, fine,
give
okay.
him
I don't want to be
Bro, at
unfair
the
to
end of the day, he was
that.
still part of getting
Dude, I remember I
290
said this to
almost.
you before the game started. It doesn't matter who plays, they will get pumped.
And
We
that's
don't.
only because of the coaching staff. Like you can't take anyone else. It's
No,
always the
not
coaching staff,
not
bro. Bro,
necessarily.
my point is
just in terms of
how can you
quality, we
get,
don't have the quality in our bowling
bro,
lineup. We don't.
Yeah,
quality is
exactly.
always as good,
There's
bro.
just a
My
dearth in
point is,
quality.
if you have such less quality, bro, at the end of the day, having Lockie Ferguson, Topley, having Yash Dayal, they're pretty good quality bowlers where you don't see them getting smashed for so many runs. At the end of the day, my point is you have to have a plan against each batsman. Like, are you saying there is no plan against Head? Like, you see the way they ball against Head, against Klaasen. It's always the same delivery. There is no change. Like, as a bro, like your coaching staff has to give them a game plan. Like bowlers, if a bowler just goes and balls by himself, what does he back? Like we have all good paces. So they're always going to put pace on the ball because that's how they think. Like at the end of the day, they're not going to sit and vary pace. That's where your coaching staff
Not
comes through.
really.
That
Like
this
Come
is,
on, if
bro.
anyone
These
who
are
has
not
played at that
experienced
level
ballers.
will have
cricket
that
is
Not
not
leadership.
experienced.
cricket is not
Bro, these are
as
these
a
are not
tactical
experienced ballers.
game
It
as
is
football,
very tactical.
where you need those minute this one players. These
Bro, come
How,
players
on.
dude,
are
If you've
bro?
played at
Football
that
is
level,
less
you've
tactical
played.
exactly.
than cricket
Bro,
because
they've
you
all played
ball.
Syed Mushtaq Ali, they've all played IPL, they've all played T20 leagues around the world. They know when to take the pace off the ball. They don't do
Who's
it.
played?
They don't
Yes, the Yals played all
More
over the
more
world.
importantly,
Yash
they're all
Dayal has
mature
played Syed
cricketers
Mushtaq
who've
Ali
been
in
playing
Vaishak has
cricket
played all
since
over the
IPL.
world.
at
But
least
he's
11,
played in
12
the IPL.
years
He's
He's
already
old.
played in the IPL.
barely played anywhere
Bro,
compared to
he's
bro
played
when
he's
you're
played
playing state
what?
level, national level compared to playing class, and it's like 100 levels different. My point is, bro, at the end of the day, when you see a repetitive this thing in any sport, if you see a repetitive pattern, it always goes back to the management. Are you saying the management can't take any other techniques or any other form of route? Like all the
No,
ballers ball the
bro,
same
I'm
way.
not with the
It's
management.
all the
Just
ballers. It's all the ballers. It's not just a quality issue. It's also a management issue, bro. You have to think like coaching staffs make a difference. Like at the end of the day, they have to help the ballers. Like have
They
if there was
definitely
a
do make a
change,
difference, but they can't come in. I don't expect, and nobody expects a coaching staff to come and tell a bowler, okay, for this batsman, this ball, this works, do it.
bro,
These are
no one's saying
professional
you have to tell
world class
each
cricketers.
ball. It's not each ball. It's about each batsman. You plan against each batsman and you ball against each batsman.
True,
Like at the end of the day,
there
you
are
can get belted. My point is not
a
about
analysis
getting
that goes
belted.
into it.
Yeah, but my point is, dude, this year it looks like they're doing nothing with it because this at the end of the day, when you look at them, all balls are bowling the same line and length. It's literally the same thing. And I'm sorry to say, maybe the players are not thinking enough. Maybe the captain's not giving them enough. But again, it goes down to
See,
management because,
again,
bro, the same
right there.
ballers last year they were not.
What you
it,
mentioned
it
there,
is
I
it does
totally agree
goes
with
down
it.
to management.
When there are usually you see in this more successful teams, say like the CSKs, the MIs, when there are young bowlers coming through. Like I remember when Bumrah was coming through, or like when Pathirana started bowling, there were either experienced captains like MS Dhoni, or there were senior bowlers like Malinga, senior players like Pollard or Rohit Sharma, who were always around the player, always telling them, okay, like you can do this, 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 or if a line or length is right, you could always see MS from behind the stumps, always telling them, always running across and giving them not if not instructions, guidances, are giving them, restoring them with some sort of confidence. And you need those kind of senior players to step up and guide the players. Okay, agreed that RCB does not have that world class quality cream bowler. Maybe last year that was Hazelwood, but other than that, right now it's not there. And it is the job of the senior players like the Favs, like the VKs, to
It's
at
not
least not.
really, bro.
Bro,
I don't think
at the
we needs to come and say you ball this, you ball that. My
no,
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 point is
no.
at the
definitely
end of
not.
the day,
No,
I'll tell you how it is.
Never.
For
Of
me,
course,
I'll tell you how it is.
not VK to come in, but the senior players coming and putting an arm around the shoulder of the young bowlers, or giving them some sort of guidance is okay. Like if a if you
Bro,
bowl in
see,
the
my
same way,
point
yes,
is,
chances are that
dude, you look at Cummins today. Even he was trying to help each bowler. They still got smashed. My point is not about
yeah,
that. For me,
when
it's
you're
more
chasing
about
280, you will get smashed. It's all about damage limitation
no,
at that point.
it's no. My point is not that. But you can see how they ball differently in the middle overs. They try to control. They change their tactics, etc. You see with RCB. My point is, but at the end of the day, ballers, you let them do what they want. They'll do whatever they want. And in my opinion, my point is, these ballers are not mature enough. Like I'm sorry to say,
Yeah,
even
that's
Siraj
true.
is not
That's
mature
yeah,
enough.
yeah,
Maybe
they're
Topli
not
he's not. There's
anywhere
nothing wrong with him.
near
He's not.
the.
I feel like Topli is the only one who's mature enough, but he's not getting his line and length, whatever it is. But apart
Totally,
from that, you see,
as sad as it
even
is,
even
it's not
even in terms of
great.
Lockie Ferguson, he has no variations. He's almost like he's going to get those Yorkers pace bowler. If he doesn't miss it, it's going to come in the slot full length and you can smash. That's the bowler he is. Like he's not going to vary his pace. Like his slowest ball will be like 140, 135 maximum, right? And you see others like again Vaishak, Yash Dayal, Akashdeep. These guys are not experienced enough to be like they can go against world class players and get the job done, right? They're not unique ballers. So when you don't have, see, at the end of the day, the team built this, like the management, FAP, whatever, they build this team. Now if you're going to get a team 5 6 ballers, they're not good enough, they're not going to think enough. You have to help them during games by whatever. by coaching, etc. If you leave them be, they're going to do whatever they want. And then that's where you see the quality of these players. This is what's happening right now. You see the true quality of these ballers because why they don't know what to do. They're just going to ball whatever they want because they have no guidance from their captain, from their team management. And when it's like letting them loose, they're going to obviously they set up for failure at the end of the day. Because if you're going to have a bowling lineup where there's no varying of pace, you see all the bowlers are very much just like let's just ball pace, pace, pace. They're always going to get smashed, and that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not saying you need to have world class bowlers to have a world class like this thing. It's more about bro, it's about effort. Like these bowlers don't put any effort. Like I've seen past 3 games, literally zero effort. Like literally zero effort. I've not seen anyone think and ball. Like bro, they just get smashed for the six, they come back ball. Get smashed for the same six, they come back and ball the same line and length. Like I just don't understand it. It's
I
actually
agree.
it's actually
I think I agree like with Adi in the sense that there is a lack of effort 100% from this group. But unfortunately, I still feel like even if there was effort and there was the right coaching or whatever you want to call it, it's just not good enough. And that takes me back to management. Bro, this team was set up for failure before the start of the season. You don't have, just tell me, just explain to me how can you not have a frontline seamer and a frontline spinner? It is unheard of.
bro.
At
To
the
be
end of the
fair,
day,
when it
dude,
comes to
Plessis is
spinner, I
not a
don't
spinner.
agree it because we don't have any. Who would have been a spinner? Like we wouldn't have had any opportunity to get a spinner anyways. Like
Yeah,
in this option, who
for starters, don't let go of Hasaranga.
he's
Okay,
injured. Unfortunately, he's injured. But
yeah, we didn't know that
like
at the
in
time.
hindsight, like we still don't
Yeah.
have anyone there for us. Like
No, my
what
point is
can
we
we
didn't
do?
know that at the time. Like you could have still
Yeah,
played, which was a bad call. Now, at least as fans, I'm assuming, okay, you've let go of Hasaranga. That means you've got a plan in place to bring someone in, to bring a frontline spinner in. Potentially Shreyas Gopal. I don't know who their options were. I don't know what they were thinking. But you didn't do
Mm,
that.
See, I don't
Yeah.
know if it's accidental or if it was planned, which does not seem likely by the way the management is operating. But Mayank Tagar has not been too bad, to be honest. He's been
I
bro,
agree.
stop it, please stop
See,
it, please
dude,
stop
see,
it.
he's not been bad, but at the end of the day, Mayank Dagar is not a frontline spinner.
Bro,
He did
exactly.
enough
He's
for
not good
SRH
enough to do
last year.
anything.
He was never going to be RCB's frontline spinner.
Bro,
Let's
bro,
even
bro,
this
but
Mayank
wait,
yeah,
wait,
of
Dagar
course, of
one.
wait.
course.
Yeah,
But you realize Mayank Daga came in for Shabazz Ahmad, who's like easily way better than him. So
yeah,
you
probably
can't
he would
have
have given more batting.
Yeah,
But
and
bro,
Shabazz
regardless,
Ahmad
both,
unfortunately
both,
has
even
been
bowling
playing
is good.
much
bro,
better for
don't
this
get
season
into
for SRH as well.
Bro, don't get into Mayank Dagar because he was never a frontline spinner. Even that was never the purpose. You don't even have a frontline seamer. How are you letting go of Josh Hazelwood to bring in
No,
any
Josh
of the guys?
Hazelwood
He
wanted
dropped
to.
himself.
Yeah, he
Oh,
dropped
sorry.
himself.
My bad. Fair enough, but again, you don't have a frontline seamer. In hindsight, I think again, unfortunately, frontline seamer you could never have gotten because you're either getting
I mean,
Cummins or
what do you mean
No,
that, Siraj? And you
if you
saw how
have
he
the
balled last
when
year.
you
yeah,
have the
that's
resources,
just
when you have the now they had the money. Yeah, let's not kid ourselves. They had the money. There was 17.5 crores and then another 11.5 crores. I think Alzari Joseph is 11.5 crores.
hmm.
That's that's again what 29 crores right there. So let's not kid
Yeah,
ourselves. They had the money.
to
We
get
had 40 crores
Cummins.
before we got
The
Green.
the choice of signing players like Cameron Green, who has not featured in the last 2 games, Alzari Joseph paying again 11.5 crores. I don't know what they
See, this
saw
is my
to
issue with the management,
11.5
bro.
crores.
You spend millions of rupees on them and they go bad. Like Alzari was bad first 3 games, you drop him. Then like what's the planning behind getting Alzari Joseph?
Yeah,
That's like what I question. Like, bro, like you see Mumbai Indians last year with Cam Green, he was terrible in the beginning, like
you
three,
have
four
to back
games. They
him.
kept
You
him
have to
through
back.
the entire season.
Yeah,
He gelled in by the end. Like
you
they
have
gave
to
him a
back.
proper
Yeah,
slot. And yeah, like I
100%.
don't understand why do you spend so much money on a player and you don't use it. Dude, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like the management thing, these players should come do well. If they don't do well, we'll just kick them out. We'll get another guy. They do the same thing. If he's not doing well, we kick him out. We'll get one more
100%.
guy. It's literally that. It's
And
literally
that's been
the
the
same
story for a
cycle.
long time. You know, the season that RCB like actually I felt like was the most balanced was 2 years back when we lost that game to Luck. I think KKR in the eliminator. They kind of backed a certain team till the end. They didn't chop and change way too much. Every game that you had Siraj,
This
you
is
had
2020, right?
2021. You had Hazelwood, Siraj, or 2022. 2022. The
No,
year
that's the
Rajat
no.
Patidar
That's
scored
Where
100
was that
against.
KKR? We
that's
never.
the season
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you guys beat MI in the Super Over, right?
I don't remember, but it was the season that Rajat Patidar scored that 100 against Lucknow in
That was
the.
LSG.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And then they
Hmm.
lost to KKR after that in the eliminator, in the second qualifier, basically. That
Hmm.
season, you had Hasaranga, you had the players who sort of played every game. That bowling unit didn't change much. Hazelwood, Siraj, Hasaranga, Harshal Patel, and you had a fifth bowler who would usually be Shabazz or somebody else who would just come and chip in with a few overs. That didn't change.
Maxwell.
Same thing with the batting. It didn't change much. You had the same standard players. It's way too much, dude. Like this season, they don't. Why don't you want to back Cameron Green? You bought him for 17.5 crores. Back him. Yeah, he's not doing well. Then
Bro,
why are
that
you playing
they didn't
Maxwell
even buy, they traded him. That's my point. I
Yeah, they
don't get
traded
it.
him.
Like you trade in for
Yeah,
a player for 17 crores,
yeah.
you must have a plan. Even with the same thing with Cameroon. First game he comes some three down, then four down, then he comes one,
No,
then he
exactly.
comes
I don't understand this. What is this
literally
environment?
against MI
You
is
want to play
coming
him
the
as number
end.
three?
Like I
Yeah,
don't get it.
it makes no sense. That's exactly what I was telling you about
Who
Rajat
came in the
Patidar.
end?
The first game Rajat
Oh,
Patidar
Rajat
batted,
Patidar.
Bro,
Okay.
he batted. No, no,
no,
no.
no, no.
He's saying
Like
he's saying
Green
Cameron.
against MI. Like
You're right.
that was
MI,
the perfect place
Cam
where
Green didn't play
BK should
against
have
MI.
come.
He was dropped.
Not against MI, but the first game he played, he batted I
Against
think
which
3 out or
Yeah,
something like that.
He's been coming 3, 4,
Then
5.
1,
He's been
2,
hopping between
4,
3, 4,
5,
5.
whatever they want. And the same problem I had with Patidar because the first game he batted at 3 and then they pushed him down to 4, 5, 6, came in at the 17th over or something like that. Again, Lucknow, again, it was like 15, 16 over. Bro, you need to stick to your team and your plans. You want Virat Faf to open, you want Patidar to come in at 3, you want Green to play at 4, whatever, stick to it, dude. Just don't mess around with it.
Bro, this is the reason like I can't tell stuff like bro, sure like players haven't showed up, like Faf hasn't showed up, Maxwell hasn't showed up the entire IPL, even Green, etc. But at the end of the day, bro, you have to create an environment where your team is gonna thrive. You see any team. Bro, you talk about quality ballers, quality players. Bro, look at Gujarat, for example. These entire 2 seasons, first 2 seasons, they didn't have a quality bowling line apart from Shami and what do you call him?
Rashid Khan.
Shami and Rashid Khan. Rest and all, bro, you created that environment where you gave them confidence. You created a plan. You see how Nehra ensures he backs every player.
That's true.
That's what they did. You see with Chennai, it's the same thing, bro. Chennai, like you can literally, there's a live example, bro. They get random talents in terms of, dude, look at their bowling lineup in terms of levels, in terms of name. They don't have a world class bowler. You look at them, dude, they're doing. Look at how Mustafizur Rahman is playing suddenly. He's bowling like he's a world class bowler. That didn't happen previously, right? That's my point. You have to create an environment. That's where the coaching staff comes. And bro, I'm a true believer in IPL. You have to first your coaching staff comes, your team management comes because they're the one who's going to win you the IPL. Because they create the team, they create your environment, they create the balance in the entire 3 years, 4 years. You see you see take Shivam Dubey, same Shivam Dubey in RCB. You will see the same Shivam Dubey in CSK. You can see like the same player. He's changed so much. Like what has changed? Like it's just the confidence. It's just they have a plan for Dubey. Dubey doesn't come suddenly one down, suddenly 10 down. He's ensured he comes in these kind of situations. Or if if the wickets fall, you come three. If there's last 2 overs, 3 overs where we have to hit, you come that. It's a perfect plan for each player. And MI also has done that with their players like Ishan Kishan, etc. They always create an environment. Dude, that's what I say. Like you can't, bro. Like that's my point. Quality is always secondary here, bro. Look at a lot of teams get their own quality. Like in terms of even LSG, they've never had a very quality filled team. But past 3 years, they've made it to the top three. It's only RCB whenever it's whatever. I mean, at least past 2 seasons, especially this season, they've come in without no plan. At least with Mike Essen, they had a plan. And even
I
though,
agree.
I never
That's
agreed with the players he signed, but at least he had a plan and he
yes.
ensured they got the best out of what he did. And
Yeah.
that's my point. These guys, maybe unfortunately they have a Mike Essen team, whatever, but the players they've brought in have been terrible. And if they're terrible, you have to give them a plan and back them. They're not doing that at all. Bro, you literally just get Cam Green play for 4 games and you kick him out. Like 2 games in a row, he's been dropped. Like, what's the point of him? Now you get him back next game. he doesn't perform. What's next? Like, what is the plan? That's my
He
point.
gets
Like,
snapped, bro. That's the problem that has been. Again, I just want to finish with this. The problem at RCB is that for too long we've been a player bashing team. Where you go, you bash your players. Siraj has been on the receiving end before. Players, you
bro,
name
that's the
it.
thing. Like, you see, Siraj last year, he was tremendous in the power play. He
Yeah,
was the best bowler in the power play. Now, you
yeah.
can't just say he's gone from the best bowler to the worst bowler within one season. You saw what he did in the World Cup, in the Asia Cup, in the power plays. Like, dude, there's no chance it's just like a baller issue and like you're muted out.
Sorry, it's an
It's
RCB
just
thing, which
yeah,
is
it's just
true.
impossible.
Yeah.
I feel like the players are always clueless. Like I feel like it's always like that. I mean, at
And
least
they're
this
always
year,
on the receiving end of shit. Like that's the problem.
See, you can't just
Every single
shield
time.
the players.
bro,
You
the
can't
thing is,
just
past 4 years
like
from
you can't just
2020 till
feed the
last
players
season,
of all the blame, because look at you. There can you can have
No, Rishi,
several examples
agree,
to
agree.
deviate from that as well. You see Maxwell, like he's coming in every game. He's not respecting. If
People say,
spinners come, he's
people are
absolutely
saying,
that
not
is
respecting it.
fine, bro. But the
Rishi,
point is,
people are saying
Again,
it.
how is
People
that
are saying
fine?
Maxwell
As
has
an
been bad.
experienced, multiple time World Cup winner, as an experienced batsman, when you're coming in, when your team is in trouble, the kind of shots he plays, the kind of attitude that, okay, I'm not like, did I scoop it once and did it get dropped? What am I going to do? I'm going to scoop it again and
bro,
wait on
Rishi,
my luck.
the point is that is a minor issue. That's not the root cause of the problem of us. Bro, for example, one player is not performing for 3, 4 games. What happens? There other 10 players who can perform. My point is the entire team is where none of them can perform. You see, at the end of the day, you always have one player who's maybe not performing well. Bro, honestly, you look at CSK, like Rahane hasn't been good this entire season. But it doesn't mean that just because Rahane is bad, the entire team is falling because of his one minor, like, slowing
Yeah,
down the
that's
run.
true.
Like,
That's
even
true.
that's the point. Like you have to have players who can pull up your other players. For example,
That's
Maxwell is it fair enough. He is the leader of this team. He's very experienced, etc. But he's not the root cause of what we're falling for.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
of
he
course
might
not.
be in a
Of course not.
he's
He's
in,
not.
maybe in
He's
the,
not. Him or Faf not giving enough, or VK who's scoring 100 slowly is not the reason why RCB are not doing this. Of course, the problems lie much deeper.
Yeah,
I'm saying
exactly.
yeah, that's the
I'm
thing,
saying you
right?
have
For us,
to,
like
when, like, you can't just shield the experienced players as well. Like they have to also have some sort of responsibility. They are, see, again,
100%.
that is there.
these experienced
100%. That's
players,
given.
you can say that Siraj is the leader of the pack when it comes to bowlers, but Siraj is
100%.
not
No, the
a
point is
world
he's
class
never been a
experienced
leader.
bowler.
You see, any team, he's never
Hear me
been the
out,
leader.
Adi, hear
Even
me
for
out. When
India,
it
he's
comes
never the
to,
leader.
yeah, unfortunately that's the bowling lineup that RCB has. That the
Yeah, so
consistent
you can't
consistent
make him
opening
that.
bowler.
So
So I'm
that's the
saying,
whole point, dude.
what I'm saying
Rishi,
is
it's
you
like
can't
saying,
blame Siraj for it, because he is unfortunately not in that level. But the players, the other players who are failing, the Glenn Maxwells, the Fafs, they have been there. They have been in much more pressure situations. They have experienced it. They know what it takes. And even such players, when they are playing such carelessly, such lavishly at their own leisure, you have to call them out as well, is
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
Rishi, I agree. Like, I just want to chip in. I want to respond to that 100%. I don't think any RCB fan is saying, "Oh no, if it's okay, Faf, it's okay, Maxi." We are calling them out. I said it. Faf hasn't done well. Adi's also said it. Faf, Maxi have not done well. They need to step up. Like I said it 2, 3 games ago. So I was like, bro, Maxi has to step up. It's been terrible. Yeah, we are calling out players as well. It's not like, but my point is, RCB has always been a team that has bashed its players.
Yeah, yeah,
Whenever
that's
people,
true.
that
That's
is
true.
problematic. So
yeah,
now,
exactly. You wouldn't have had this
yeah,
conversation if they supported the players. That's what I'm
I
trying to say.
remember
Like,
when Hitmeyer
exactly.
was there, people were going after Hitmeyer.
exactly.
The
Look
minute
at
he left,
Hitman.
Whoever, Hetmeyer, I remember when Umesh Yadav was there, even Ashok did. I'm not saying they were world class players, but I'm saying they faced the brunt of the RCB wrath, which is not okay. I think
mm,
that is what that culture shift has to change. Look at your senior players, bro. Look at your players who have to be doing well. Like you said, look at Maxwell, look at Faf. But again, it should not go to a point where it's like they're absolutely slamming them left, right, center to leave the management. Yeah, you know what? You guys did a great job. It has been the problem of the management for a long time. It's not like when Chris Gale and AB were there, Chris Gale, AB, and Virat were there, that the rest of the 8 were good. That has always been the problem with RCB.
But that's the
Team
issue, right?
management.
Since these three
The
have
thing is, they
come, they
managed to
become
mask a lot of
lazy.
problems.
Exactly,
Yeah,
they became
exactly.
lazy. They were always like, let's get these three
These guys
players,
are
get a
there.
marquee
Exactly.
signing. Let's look at the other team. It's just holes. Let's just plug in the holes. That's what they've done. They did that. They had these three. They had, they got in players like Yuvraj in the beginning. Even with Yuvraj, they didn't back him. You know what I'm
No,
saying? It's like,
Yeah.
he was already done. And
bro, next season he won an
14.
IPL. What are you saying?
No,
Literally
but
next season he won an IPL.
he was still
My
done. Like
point,
2015,
bro,
he was
Rahul, my
past his
point is like
cultural and
it's a
all that.
cultural thing. Like it's
No, it is a
maybe,
culture
bro,
thing. I agree. Agree.
only time that was never happened is during Mike Essen era. Those 3 years
Yeah,
where you could see,
true, true.
even though I again don't agree the players he spent money on. Example for Harshal Patel, Hasaranga, he
I agree.
ensured we had a balanced team. And those 3 seasons we were consistently in the top four
100%.
continuously.
100%. I think
That's
Mike Hassan,
because
the Mike
that's
Hassan era
because
was pretty
Mike
fast.
hasn't backed his players. That's my point. Those 3 years where we only reason we lost was again maybe we didn't have that edge in the playoffs. That power hitter or maybe the players. That's where you call your senior players. That's where we want them to turn up, right? Our Maxi, Faf, ABD,
Yeah,
Virat. In these playoffs is where you want them to turn up. They don't turn. They didn't turn up maybe in the past. That's where you expect those players to turn up. But apart from that, the entire culture. That's why I don't get it. Like they went back. We had a good philosophy in terms of getting the right players. We went back to new coaching stuff for no reason in terms of
100%.
one
100%.
bad season. Even last year, we were unlucky to miss out the top four.
Yeah,
And then again, a new coaching staff. And they're like going back to the same old roots of RCB, which is get, big names. If they don't perform, kick them out, get another big name.
100%. Bro, I just again want to finish off by saying you're right. I completely agree with you. I think the Mike Hessen era, as yeah, sad as some of the players he signed were, his ideology and the culture in that team was the best. In the sense that they backed those certain group of players throughout the entire season. Didn't change much, and you saw the benefits. RCB always consistently finished within the like top four or around the top. Yeah, which was
Eliminated.
good. Unfortunately, like Adi said, we didn't have that explosive finisher, or we just didn't have those explosive big names to come and do the job, which is fine. At the end of the day, he did a decent job, but unfortunately, dude, you know what? I think it's a culture thing. I think as RCB fans as well, take like we just have to look at ourselves. Stop going after Siraj like left, right, center. Stop going after whoever is playing left, right, center. Question the management because at
But
the end of
that's
the
the
day,
thing. Yeah, like at the end of the day, I feel Siraj, you can't help it because we know how Siraj is. He's going to be
yeah, bro,
that
you
guy
know
who
the
go
player.
reckless, ball
Yeah,
the same length, go
yeah.
fast, fast,
No,
fast.
he's just such a on his day player. Like
Yeah,
Bro, no,
he's a
bro,
pure confidence
bro,
player. Like
bro. My
simple.
yeah,
point is, I still don't believe that because you see the way he balls for India, it's not the same recklessness. It is literally
True,
not the same
true, true.
recklessness.
I think that's
You
again,
can
it's a
see he
confidence thing.
comes with a
Like,
plan, and it's more of the bro. It's the coaching stuff. Like how
that's the
like
whole
they
that's the whole
ensure they
when you
have
are
him in a
surrounded
proper
by,
zone.
see, in when he plays for India, he's the third pacer along
third
with
season.
Shami
That's also
and
true.
Bumrah.
That's also true. That's
Like
also true. It's
when
not
Bro,
like
when
no one
when
is
he's
not
not
when
playing.
always the third pacer. He always changes. Sometimes he also balls in the beginning. That's my
no no
No,
no
but
point.
again,
I meant he's in the company of Bumrah and Shami, and when you have players of such quality who are managing
Bro, it's
to
not about
attain
quality. I'm
these
talking
levels,
about
your confidence naturally goes up
yeah,
a
but when
notch.
you see him ball, you see him. He actually balls well. He is very disciplined in his line and length,
true, true,
and he
true.
balls it consistently. The same thing he did that last year. I'm telling
Mm.
you, literally in the World Cup you saw, which was like 4 or 5 months ago, he was balling very good. I don't think suddenly there's a huge change where he's suddenly dropped off. It doesn't
Exactly.
happen. I've never
True.
seen that happen at all. I'm sorry, maybe with Maxwell it's more of a casual issue, or maybe he's in some other zone. But like apart from that, like all the other players, bro, suddenly drop off. Like even apart from Kohli, maybe Kohli, Faf doesn't play well and much, cricket. But everyone else just drops off. Again, you see only DK, Kohli are the only one who's been carrying the batting lineup the entire time. Lomror, bro, that's the thing. Again, you see like how the management played. Like Lomror played so well. He won us the game against Punjab.
Dude, he
Next
Punjab.
didn't
game he
play
gets
the
dropped.
next game. He
He
didn't
didn't play
play
the
the
next
next
game.
He
game.
gets
He was
dropped
And
for
even
again.
no
after his
reason.
LSG knock, he didn't play the next game.
And who played? It was Rawat who kept playing, and he hasn't done anything. That's what I'm saying. Like you can't just and dude, that's the
Yeah.
point. They kick out Rawat for 2 games. They got back Lomror. Lomror didn't perform last game. He was unlucky today. Rawat came in today for some reason. He didn't perform today. Now you kick Rawat out, you'll get Suyash in.
No, Rawat came in as an impact sub. Like, you guys needed that extra
But
batsman.
point is, we have. That's what my point. Now we kick. Rawat didn't do it good. We get him Suyash next game. He doesn't come good. We kick him out. We get him Maxwell. We get him Green. It's going to be the same, permutation combination. One day we get him. One day we get him. Let's see who we works. Now tomorrow they might kick out Lockie Ferguson. They might get in Tom Curran. He gets smashed. They'll kick him out. They'll get one more guy. That's my point.
Yeah.
This is going to be that.
Guys, we'll wrap it up because it's been a while, 40 minutes. But yeah, that's just wanted to, I don't know, just talk about RCB. I think it's fine. Got some stuff off. I'm sure Adi also got some stuff off his chest. I did too. Yeah. Thanks, boys, for doing this. Thanks, Ashir. Thanks, Adi. But yeah, that's the wrap. Thanks, guys.
Wait. Before we close, where does RCB go from here? One last point. Like, where do you guys realistically see them? How do you think? Okay, this again. There are deep issues. There are deep issues. Stop looking at our players, man. Stop trying to poach others' players, man.
Bro, I don't want any of my players.
My question is, for the season, unless you guys have completely written it off, a lot of fans would have.
Bro, it's done.
Is there a chance for a rescue job?
Bro, there's no chance for a rescue job. You have to win all your games, which is not happening.
Okay, fine. Assuming there's no chance for rescue job, how do you win at least 2 or 3 games? Like, what can you do?
The team has the batting has the quality to do it. I think the batting has the quality to do it. Hasn't delivered yet. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't know, but stick to the same guys. For me, even going into the season, I've always believed that unfortunately the bowling does not have enough quality. Play your 4 foreigners in your batting lineup itself. Play an all-Indian
team. One second. Rahul, right there. Who are your 4 foreigners? Adi, who are your 4 foreigners for the next game? Assuming Maxwell is fit enough for the next game.
It's simple. It's Cameron Green, it's Glenn Maxwell, it's Will Jacks and Faf du Plessis. There's nothing. You don't have to think too much about it.
See, in an ideal world, I would say
all-Indian bowling lineup.
All-Indian seam attack, bro. What is the issue? Your Yash Dayal has not been bad. Mohammad Siraj has to play your Indian frontline seamer. Okay. Then you've got Akashdeep. Maxwell will give you 4 overs of spin. And your Vijay Kumar Vaishak. 5 bowlers done there. Will Jacks will give you a couple of overs. Cameron Green will give you a couple of overs. You're done. You don't need a foreign fast bowler. Unfortunately,
the problem with that batting lineup, again, it'll be, dude, you realize you get Faf cold. Then we have 3 people who needs to come one down. You'll again have the same problem. It'll be like Will Jacks should come one down.
Yeah,
one Will Jacks, Patidar, Green, Maxwell. We'll always be like, who needs to come one down?
Cam Green 3.
Who needs to come 3? Bro, that's my point again.
Bro, I still think Rajat
Rahul,
the thing is, I don't.
Okay,
my
so
point
where
is,
does Will Jacks and Cam Green play then?
Will Jacks plays after.
Bro,
Cam Green.
Is it Will Jacks plays after Rajat Patidar? Give him enough overs to go explosive. Use Glenn Maxwell as that pure.
But bro, that's the problem. Bro, that's the problem. You can't have Maxwell and DK do the same job. You can't have Lomro in the team.
No. DK is not going to come in the 12th over. 11th over, he's not. Maxwell for the spinners.
My point is, but the thing is, like, it's too much of like people who need. They're all like one-dimensional in terms of they all need number 3 spot to play well. For example, Patidar I don't think Will Jacks coming in then makes sense.
Not at the end. Will Jacks comes in at
you can't have. But ideally, like, with the amount of players, you're just wasting one bowling spot. I still think these guys are just. I don't think someone like. I mean, even though in terms of Akashdeep, I still feel like he's a good bowler. That last game, was an anomaly. Maybe fresh out the, just came a bit rusty, and I don't know why they just gave him again. That's my point. They called him and they cut him out. But like, bro, you need a bowler. I feel like you need to go 2 foreigners and 2 like. Either Green comes in as a proper all-rounder where he's going to bowl 3 overs, at least 2 to 3 overs, or else you can't do anything else, or else you have to kick him out and get someone like another bowler, because I think Will Jacks and Maxwell can do the jobs, because you have Will Jacks. Huh?
Then but half has to play.
Oh yeah, I forgot of Faf. True.
Yeah, bro, that's the issue. Either way you look at it, unfortunately the combinations aren't working. Because again, you go down to the management.
Maxwell, Will Jacks, and Lockie Ferguson.
Bro, Rishi,
Lord.
anyway you look at it, unfortunately, like the combinations
Bro,
are
that's
not
my
there.
point, Rishi. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm saying any bowler you get, we're gonna get smashed. Like,
Exactly, it
literally.
won't matter. It doesn't matter.
I see. I think that you guys are being a little too harsh on Lockie Ferguson, man.
Bro,
Like, give him one of
Rishi,
those slightly
bro, it's
bigger
not
grounds.
even that. Bro, Rishi, wait. Like,
Bro,
bro, you look
it's
at any team in T20, they always have a spinner who can control the middle overs. RCB just have five
I think
paces.
no,
Like, it doesn't make
I think
sense.
that's where Glenn. I think Glenn Maxwell really does that well. He's someone who can bowl
Bro, but
economically
you
in
need
power play
wickets.
and
I
after that.
agree.
As a
He'll bowl
spinner,
like
you need
wrong.
wickets.
He doesn't get the wickets. You need a leg spinner in that team.
Exactly.
We don't have a leg spinner in that team. And okay, guys, we have to wrap it up. Again,
Yeah.
thanks for the question, Rishi. But yeah, bro, let's wrap it up because this is just it's been a bad season. I think it's over for me at
Rahul,
least.
Adi, I hope this was a good therapy session for you guys
Yeah, bro,
and
really needed it, bro. I
unplugging
mean,
a lot of
Bro, yeah, bro, true, actually.
I
I've
mean,
been,
just let it be,
even
bro.
though I vibed today's game, I realized, bro, these guys, same thing each year. It's kind of sad.
Bro, it is sad. It's unfortunate for the fans. I think, bro, fans deserve a little more respect in this team. Bro, raise
Bro,
your cost.
actually, when you think about it,
Anybody who's
even when you see, you talk about women's team winning it, again, it was a team that was basically built by Mike and it was no one else. Like, you
yeah,
see
yeah.
them, there also was a team that was basically, last year's, there was nothing new. There were about 2, 3 players new. Everyone was from the same, you know, Mike an era where he's the one who built that team.
No, I agree.
So,
But anyways, at least that was great. It was awesome that we got to uh, win the WPL. So at least we had some joy. But bro, men's team, seriously get a hold of it. And
wait,
guys,
Rahul said we're doing double, right? Beginning of the season.
no, I said yeah, I was in a positive mindset. I was like,
No.
bro, wow,
The
we
line
can actually
was
do
the
that.
girls did it. The boys are gonna follow the girls.
Bro,
Bro,
anyways,
Rahul went from we're winning the double to I knew we were going to finish this season. How could we
no,
start off
bro,
the season
I
We
double?
were set
I
up
didn't
to
know,
fail before the IPL started.
dude, I didn't
Yeah.
know we'd be this bad. But I was never confident that we'll make it to the top three and all. But I was
Bro,
like,
dude,
I
for me,
didn't
it was
expect it
always
to be
like,
this.
bro, I always
But
felt like this batting lineup is going to pull off because you see the form like
exactly,
Maxwell.
which is exactly what even I thought. Which is I thought
Yeah.
this batting lineup is good enough to carry the team. The bowling is not good enough, but batting will do well. But bro, anyways, let it be. Thanks guys for joining in. Any RCB fans watching, would just question the team, question the management, I guess, if you feel like it. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, of course, continue supporting the team because I mean, all of us will. We're RCB fans, so we'll stick through it. But hopefully, something's changed and we get a few wins and a little bit of joy towards the end of the season. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Ali. Thanks, Rishi.